Now we head into the final straight of today's heat days, and next up we go to race number 17. It's Minimax, heat number 3. Here's your starting grid. So the order pretty much as what it was earlier on for the last two heats. Jacob Ashcroft, who's won 2 for 2 today. Can he make the clean sweep so far this weekend? He starts from pole position. Denny Babacek has been next in line and has been also alongside him on the front row for every single race today. Jeremy Rivers and Nikita Lubimov represent Spain and Estonia on row 2. For the Netherlands and the United Kingdom on row 3, Felipe Reyes and Cole Denham. For the UK and for the Netherlands on row 4, Finley Lyons and Boris Verhaag. Iago Lempen is in the 109, and he represents Peru. We'll have Charles Kitely from the United Kingdom completing the top 10. It's the UK and Portugal, row 6 with Albert Friend and Alfonso Lopez. The UK and Japan with Tom Reed and Shibazaki Mikoto on row 7. The UK and Portugal, row 8, Jensen Chalk, Joao Pereira. Spain with Hugo Fuentes and Ethan Griffiths from the UK on row 9 with Sigurd Stubberud from Denmark and Rory Armstrong from the UK, row 10. Jack Freeman, Oliver Majewski and Isaac Barker ran at the top 23, all three of them representing the UK, with Finland's Unto Olavi Lakonen, South Korea's Min Jae Kim, Great Britain's Amelie Davey, Kieran Stewart and Daniel Minto, with the UAE represented by Nathan Kappen, Francisco Lopez representing Spain, Daniel Ferreira from Portugal, Sam Mott and Max Gilman representing the United Kingdom, and the Maple Leaf of Canada being represented by the 108 of Ryan Gandor. So, can anyone better Jacob Ashcroft in the third and final heat? Out of the final corner, into the tram lines we go. Revs rise. Are we ready? Are we steady? The final Minimax heat goes lights out, and we are racing. Ashcroft getting the inside line into turn 1, with Rivers following behind him. Babicek slots into third place, with Nikita Lubimov rounding out the top 4. Babicek looking to try and get through on turn 5 on Rivers, but the Spaniard stays resolute. Side by side a little bit further back, Albert Friend trying to make his way through and get into the top 10 early doors. And on that particular occasion, it did not transpire. However, Ashcroft has already got a bit of a gap within the first 2/3 of the opening lap of 1.58 kilometres. Babicek now again looking up the inside of Rivers. So does the 112 of Lubimov. So Rivers drops down to 4th position. Down the back straight away they go. And already after the first lap, Ashcroft has a half-second advantage over Babicek, Lubimov and Rivers running at the top 4. Cole Denham now ahead of Felipe Reyes for RR Racing. So Denham up into 5th place. Albert Friend now up into 7th. Boris Verhaag, Finley Lyons and Charles Kitely complete the top 10. Looks like not been a good day for Kieran Stewart. Might have just ended on a bit of a downer because the 116 not showing on the timing screens and was due to start 27th. But Lubimov having now made the switch to Bouvin Power with Birger Bouvin and his crew. Looks to have been an inspired choice. Now, oh, wow, that's a beautiful move there from Lubimov on Rivers going through into turn 16. It's side by side, 2 by 2 hurrah outside of the top 15 going through into turn 16. And there is Cole Denham, who also is now ahead of Jeremy Rivers. Felipe Reyes waiting in the wings. RR Racing now working with Gamoto in Italy with the EKS chassis. Had a great chat with Raymond Riedfeld this morning about the association between the two parties. So both Max Gilman and Kieran Stewart unfortunately out, I'm afraid. Max Gilman not even making it to within the first half of the first lap itself, as we head into 4 minutes to go plus an additional lap. Lubimov has closed in on Babicek for that second place. And the Estonian is looking to make the move when the opportunity presents itself. Felipe Reyes, in the meantime, has got past on Cole Denham, and they've got Jeremy Rivers just behind them. But as that has all been transpiring on what is going to soon be the completion of lap 4, Jacob Ashcroft not only has the fastest lap, but has a comfortable 0.8 of a second advantage. So with just under 2.5 minutes to go, there's still going to be some battling happening, and we're seeing it right now. Kitely versus Lines. Oh, that was a bit close between the pair. Quick cat-like reflexes from Finley Lines, managing to get himself out of harm's way. As Kitely went to shut the door, and Lines now back up the inside of the 164. That is to take position. That's 8th place. And now the floodgates could proverbially open, because Jensen Chalk is in the mix. Oh, one round the outside. Oh, no, that was Boris Verhaag round the outside of Charles Kitely, and the Dutchman spins with Jensen Chalk managing to thread the eye of the needle to get through, and Boris Verhaag tumbles down the order like a stone thrown into a pond. As soon as his back left wheel touched the grass, well, touched the dirt and the grass as he went round the outside of Charles Kitely, there was a little bit of a touch between the pair of them as well. So Boris Verhaag, all that hard work where he was running in a solid 10th, was gunning for at least 8th. And now he's going to find himself probably towards the back part of the top 20. 1 minute 18 still to go on the clock. Lubimov still keeping Babicek very, very honest as they go through turn 1. Lead now is just over a second in the favour of Ashcroft. They do say that you haven't talked about the leader much. She's done a pretty good job at the front end of the field, and that's very much exemplary of what Jacob Ashcroft has showcased. Babicek still holding on to that second position. Lubimov wants to round off the day with a solid top 3 finish, and that's exactly what the Estonian is doing in the 112. Felipe Reyes, Cole Denham and Jeremy Rivers rounding out the top 6. Albert Friend languishing a little bit further behind to the tune of nearly 2.6 seconds. As we now go on to our penultimate racing lap of heat stay for the Minimax drivers. Ashcroft just under 1.1 seconds ahead of Babicek and Lubimov, who you see on your screens. There's Felipe Reyes, not too far away either. And Felipe Reyes just put in a lap time 7/1,000 slower than Ashcroft on that particular occasion as the timer hit 0. Next time it's the last lap board for heat stay for Minimax. come down to the wire on this particular occasion. Lubimov could have a last opportunity, maybe through turn 16. Is starting to work towards it. Takes a little bit of a wider sweep through turns 14 and 15, and now is going to get the slipstream. Is the Estonian going to go for it through turn 16? No, I don't think he has done. No, he has not. But out of the final corner, it is going to be a clean sweep. Jacob Ashcroft dominates heat stay, and Babicek takes second by the narrowest of margins, 86 thousandths, with Nikita Lubimov rounding out the top three. Felipe Reyes in fourth, Cole Denham in fifth, with Jeremy Rivers from Spain rounding out the top six. Albert Friend, Finley Lines, Charles Kitely and Jensen Chalk round out another four drivers, 60% of the top 10 representing the United Kingdom. Afonso Lopez, Rory Armstrong, Tom Reed, Oliver Majewski will be rounding out the top 14 ahead of Ethan Griffiths, Isaac Barker, Peruzzi Iago Lempen, Joao Pereira, Shibazaki Mikoto, Daniel Minto, Jack Freeman, Sam Mott, Hugo Fuentes, Sigurd Stubberup, Boris Verhaag finishing a lowly 25th after that drama earlier on. Ryan Gandor, Amelie Davey, Min-jae Kim, Francisco Lopez, Unto Olavi Lakonen and Nathan Kappen rounding out the 32 that finished, with Max Gilman and Kieran Stewart unfortunately not making it to the checkered, I'm afraid. But there is your race winner. Jacob Ashcroft has done 3 for 3 and also picking up the fastest lap, if I remember. So there are your results for the final heat for Minimax here today. Jacob Ashcroft goes into tomorrow with a target on his back that he knows he's got the pace to win. Can anyone unfurl all the hard work done by the 122 from Weston-super-Mare? Tomorrow we find out in the pre-final and the final, where it's winner take all on Sunday afternoon. So the third and final heat as Speedy Gonzalez, aka Felipe Reyes, just showing the characters that we have in this paddock with their identities through the race helmet, showing the colour of karting. We got under full racing speed as the lights went out and the Minimax race, the final one of the day, got underway here under the Andalusian afternoon sunshine here on Saturday. Ashcroft would take the initial advantage like he has done all day long, with Jeremy Rivers again making sure he was going to be one to be reckoned with. But early on, it was the pair of Denny Babicek and Nikita Lubimov that managed to get past the Spaniard quite early, with Rivers having to fight tooth and nail. Also, Cole Denham put his hat into the ring and made sure he was one that was going to be noticed over the course of the race day. Even with the likes of Charles Kitely and with Finley Lines having the biggest scare, I think, of his karting career so far on the approach into turn number 1. And then this moment saw that Boris Verhaag touching right rear wheel to left rear wheel of Charles Kitely, spinning the Dutchman, who luckily enough held onto the brakes and held on for dear life but would end up placing 25th at the checkered. Lubimov would try everything in his power to get past Babicek, and this moment here was a sign of light at the end of the tunnel. However, it wouldn't be the case. Ashcroft dominant all day long, Babicek best of the rest, Lubimov ending the day on a high.